The world's on fire. Algorithms feed rage. Logic's dead. But 2,300 years ago, a suicidal philosopher rewired Stoicism into a weaponized system, and his rules can salvage your sanity. Meet Chrysippus, the OCD genius who turned philosophy into code. Let's crack it. Your brain is a mess. He fixed that. Chrysippus didn't just think, he built frameworks. He took Zeno's raw ideas and turned them into something programmable, a mental architecture. His logic system transformed Stoicism from campfire wisdom into a full-on operating system for your brain. Tim Ferriss calls it the ancient version of coding your mind. Why? Because systems beat goals. Logic beats motivation. And habits? They're just algorithms you run every day.
So why would people of action focus so much on an ancient philosophy? This seems very academic. And I would encourage you to think about Stoicism a little bit differently, as an operating system for thriving in high-stress environments, for making better decisions.
Ferriss says if you're relying on motivation, you're already screwed. You need rules, mental defaults, decision trees. Chrysippus had this nailed 2,300 years ago. But let's gut check. Are you running on motivational fumes or logical code? Think of your day. How many decisions do you make based on a feeling versus a framework? Emotions crash. Logic scales. Chrysippus knew this. And he didn't care about hype. He cared about cause and effect. If A leads to B and B leads to C, then let's optimize A, not whine about C. This is what made him dangerous. He didn't just preach virtue. He systematized it. He wrote over 700 books, most of them lost, but his legacy remains in the way logic is still used in philosophy, therapy, and even AI. Chrysippus taught that your thoughts are code. Rewrite the code. You rewrite the mind. Chrysippus dissected delusions like a surgeon. It's not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Sound familiar? Dr. Albert Ellis, the father of cognitive behavioral therapy, openly admitted Stoicism was the prototype. He didn't invent the idea. He borrowed it from Chrysippus, Epictetus, and their crew.
But it does justify you saying, I don't like this, I wish it weren't so, what am I going to do about it? Which you won't do if you're horrified. You'll freeze and make yourself worse. So you control largely, not completely, your emotional destiny and your behavioral destiny, and if you change your basic philosophy of life, then you can change it. You have the power to do so, but you normally sit on your rump and don't use that power.
CBT isn't modern. It's a reboot. Chrysippus was already teaching that it's not what happens that ruins us. It's the interpretation we assign to what happens. Here's your challenge. What lie are you believing right now? I'm stuck. They're wronging me. It's always like this. These aren't facts. They're judgments. Chrysippus' fix? Replace mental fiction with functional logic. Ask, is this useful? Is it accurate? Is it necessary? He wasn't just a philosopher. He was debugging the human mind before Freud ever existed. You want mental clarity? Don't wait for a breakthrough. Run the Chrysippus script. Filter your thoughts like you filter your water, because garbage in equals garbage out. Chrysippus died laughing. Literally. His donkey got drunk on wine, did something ridiculous, and he laughed so hard that he collapsed and died. Poetic? Yeah, but also a warning. Even the most logical minds can be undone by the absurd. Jordan Peterson often talks about the dangers of over-rationalization.
If you want to know something about yourself, sit on your bed one night and say, what's one thing I'm doing wrong, that I know I'm doing wrong, that I could fix, that I would fix? You meditate on that, you'll get an answer. And it won't be one you want, but it'll be the necessary one.
Systematizers, people who worship systems, risk arrogance. They think the system knows everything. That logic alone can save them. But Chrysippus knew better. His death was ironic, because it punctuated his life's warning. Don't take your ideas too seriously. Logic is not a religion. It's a tool. Tools need users, and users need humility. So ask yourself, are you using logic, or are you hiding behind it? Intellectual arrogance is just another delusion. Chrysippus built systems to serve people, not to dominate them. Stay sharp, but stay humble. Let's talk chaos, modern chaos, crypto crashes, AI, hallucinations. Breakups over text. Everything's moving too fast. And yet Chrysippus had a code for this too. He believed in fate, but not the passive kind. His version of fatalism was functional. He said fate is the endless chain of causes, not mysticism, just logic stretched out over time. Cause and effect, input and output, code and consequence. Naval Ravikant echoes this today. Systems greater than goals. If you build the right systems, outcomes become inevitable. Chrysippus would ask, are you fixing symptoms or the source? Are you chasing hacks or building habits? It's not about controlling everything. It's about engineering better defaults. Want more money? Build a saving system. Want better focus? Build a morning protocol. Want better relationships? Build a feedback loop. Systems don't care how you feel. They just run. So build good ones. What's one system you'll build today? A no-phone morning? A budgeting tracker? An emotional audit journal? Pick one. Write it down. Execute. Chrysippus didn't wait for clarity. He built it. In a world drowning in content and starving for clarity, Chrysippus is your ghost in the machine. Smash like, subscribe, and remember, chaos is just code waiting to be cracked.